to know you over these last few weeks, it's clear to me how much you love your family and our country. And with your help, we will do the work to restore access to justice and rebuild trust with the American people. And Joe and I are so proud of the Biden-Harris partnership. And thank you, Abby, Representative Finkenauer. You know, you've been with us from the beginning. And you brought the same grit and determination and passion that you bring to absolutely everything you do. And these qualities are what make you such a strong fighter for Iowans and such a powerful leader in Washington. And Abby, you looked beautifully kick-ass in your wedding gown. So congratulations to you and Daniel. Hello, Iowa. We are back. And yet in some ways it feels like we've never left, because the people we met and the stories we heard have stayed with Joe and me. The young teacher from Des Moines who was afraid to start his family because his student loans were so high. The farmer's wife from Sydney who lost everything to floods and told me she supported Joe because climate change is real and she has the faith that he will do something about it. The citizens of Jefferson who were so proud to share with me how the forge in their town and talked about the Silicon Prairie movement and how it could revitalize rural Iowa. Farmers like Matt and Patrick at Coyote Run Farm who were living on razor-thin margins and spoke passionately about sustainable agriculture. Joe and I carry all of you with us. And I know that Americans across this country, you are wrestling with the anxiety and the chaos caused by this pandemic, concerns about losing your job or the stress of juggling it all, worried about getting your child's education and wondering if they are safe at school. And two, grieving all of those lives that were tragically lost too soon. Things are tough right now, and most of us don't feel any better when we turn on the news. Unemployment rates have skyrocketed, more than tripling here in Iowa, and still almost double what it was before the pandemic. Frontline workers are risking their lives. Educators, like me, are worried about getting sick in their classes and bringing it home to their families because leaders are following politics and not science. And the acrimony, my God, have you ever seen such acrimony in our country? And there are so many who want to tell us that our nation is hopelessly divided, that our differences are irreconcilable, that our communities are fractured beyond repair. And beneath that is another message. Your voice can't fix it. Your voice won't matter. How about this one? It is what it is. But that's not who we are, is it, Iowa? Just look at what we've seen over these last few months. Communities are uniting to meet the needs of their most vulnerable. Food banks are giving away food in record numbers. Frontline workers are going above and beyond to care for patients and keep us fed and make sure that the gas stations keep open and garbage gets collected. Educators God bless the educators, are working long hours to reach students in new ways and driving to neighborhoods to create hotspots for kids who don't have Wi-Fi. People like Congressman Leach and so many Republicans who have come up to me and say, I support Joe Biden. And here in Iowa, local energy providers and IBEW members did a year's worth of work repairing power lines in just 2 weeks. Thank you, IBEW. Communities are working together to clear debris. Doug and I were just in Sinclair Park in the Oak Hill Jackson neighborhood to see what was happening there. In fact, we met Christopher Smith, an inspiring 11-year-old who has started a cleanup fund and has been weekend after weekend there with his family cleaning up the debris. We're coming together in America. We're coming together and we're holding on to each other. We're finding mercy and grace in the moments that we might once have taken for granted. We're seeing that our differences are precious, but our similarities are infinite. Democrat and Republican, rural and urban, our communities are showing that the heart of this nation still beats with kindness and courage. We don't agree on everything, and we know we don't have to, but we can still respect each other and share this love for our country. We care more about people than politics. And we know we're not fractured and broken. We're becoming something new. We just need steady leadership to help get us there, to lead this country. And that's my husband, Joe Biden. You know him well. He has spent his entire career listening, standing up to bullies, and bringing people together. He will be a president for all Americans, and he has a plan for all Americans. He's going to make sure that our schools and child care centers have the resources and support that they need to get kids back to school safely. And he's going to ensure that all of us, including rural communities, have access to free COVID-19 testing, treatments, and a future vaccine that is safe and effective. He'll create national guidance based on science. Imagine that. So that businesses and individuals and families can get past this. And he's going to build back better than before by revitalizing our rural communities, bringing back cutting-edge manufacturing jobs to rural America, and fighting for our family farmers. He'll make sure that all 21st century economy brings everyone along. He'll strengthen our schools. He'll expand broadband across this country. I hear it every single day. Kids need access to the internet so that they can do their homework, so that they can do their lessons. And he'll protect the Affordable Care Act so that pre-existing conditions well, he and Kamala, they have the fortitude to lead us out of Donald Trump's chaotic America. They have the character to help us heal and the vision to rebuild for a future that is better than ever. So just for a moment, I want to take you to November 4th, to that future. You wake up and it's a beautiful morning, hopefully not so windy. Maybe you stayed up too late watching the latest returns, so you go and you pour yourself a cup of coffee. And then you start to worry about your day thinking, oh my gosh, what time does everybody have to get on Zoom to be to classes? But then you remember, hey, pretty soon there's going to be a nationwide strategy to end this pandemic. And when you go out to get your mail, you think about your neighbor who lost her job. And then you realize, hey, the man we just elected on November 3rd is the same man who led the recovery program after the 2008 recession. You go to check the news and you notice, my God, there's no pit in my stomach. Your shoulders don't tense up. You're not dreading what's going on in the world. Instead, you sit a little taller, knowing that our next commander-in-chief will bring out the best in Americans, a president and a vice president that your kids, all of your kids, can look up to. Leadership that makes you proud. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And for the first time in a long time, you take a deep breath and you feel hope. That's what I want, and I know that that's what all of you want too. So what would you give to know that your schools are safe or to bring back jobs? How hard would you work to heal your community? What would you do to feel that hope again? That future is within our reach, but we won't get there by chance. So you need to go and make a plan. So I want you to go to iwillvote.com. And let me see if I can get this out of here. Here we go. Okay. So I want you to go to iwillvote.com and make a plan. Make sure that you can get your family and your friends out to vote. Drive them to the polls if you have to. This is our time. This is our country. We need to take it